Lotus is one of those niche auto manufacturers that wants to grow up and play with the big boys. And you might feel like that under Colin Chapman, the founder, they had. Well, given that they're 7-time world champions in Formula One and they took the Indy 500, they're having to reinvent themselves again. I'm Michelle Rahal with the Drive Channel and thedrivechannel.com. This episode, it's the Lotus Evora Enduro GT concept. A lot's already been written and talked about this car that appeared at the Geneva Auto Show recently. Why? Because it's a base concept car for future Lotus racing cars. But you can't count the Lotus Renault Formula One car. That's a whole other story. Racing for Lotus was the lifeblood of this company. The founder, Colin Chapman, was one of those rare people that caught history at just the right time. He innovated over and over. After his death, the company fell into financial hard times and mediocre cars. Just when it looked like the end was near for the marque, it was acquired by General Motors in order to take advantage of the engineering prowess that the company had. Well, that was another period of strange cars. It just didn't seem to fit Chapman's vision of power and lightness. After Bugatti bought and sold the company to Proton, a Malaysian car company, it started to come back to life, or so it seems. Lotus introduced a whole host of new proposed models in 2010 for launch between 2012 and 2015. It's an ambitious plan. But without racing, Lotus couldn't garner street cred among its former peers. Well, enter the Evora Enduro GT concept. The car was introduced as what is known as a mule. In other words, the car isn't a final iteration, but a design direction for Lotus to follow with its street-based racing cars. This car is an evolution of the Type 124 in the Evora GT4, but its raison d'etre is to be the base for future road cars and racing cars. I don't see it as groundbreaking. It's logical, though. It follows what Chapman always intended. Build cars that were light and give them just enough horsepower that they would handle. Well, from everything that's publicly known about this car and what it might offer, Lotus is following the founder. Cosworth is going to supply a Toyota-based engine, normally aspirated. It's 440 horsepower, and when it's fitted to the car, it's only going to weigh about 2,500 pounds. That makes a formidable competitor. If Lotus moves into a racing production mode with this car, it'll have a 6-speed sequential gearbox or a manual pneumatic paddle shifting transmission. There's no new molecularly grown electronic sensing organisms or some aerodynamic mantra to be worshipped at the altar of racing design. This is a straight-up, lightweight, powerful, strongly constructed car that does exactly what it's supposed to do. Go fast! And that is exactly what Colin Chapman intended his cars to do. I'm Michelle Rahal with the Drive Channel and thedrivechannel.com. Next episode, it's the 550 horsepower 2013 Audi A6.